Welcome to our latest edition of the Transfer Roundup. Then, not long to go for the English Premier League sides to get their business done before the transfer window slams shut. And we're going to start at Arsenal, where they're set to break their transfer record to sign Nicolas Pepe from Lille. A reported price of £72 million has been agreed with the French side. This is an Arsenal side who started the summer claiming they only had £40 million to spend in total on new players. But Tom, they've smashed their transfer record for a new forward. They needed defenders. Yeah. Chucked another new forward into the mix. How is he going to get on in the Premier League?
It's come from left field, this, hasn't it? I mean, it's an amazing, deal that they've somehow managed to pull out. I'm guessing, as we all expect, it is going to be a deal in instalments. But it's just surprising. As you say, they've struggled for defenders. They've got a very good attacking line. Not a good attacking line, a very good attacking line. But it appears they want an extra body beating Napoli to the deal. He's young, he's got plenty of time to learn. But I think you've been quite impressed with what you've seen with him over the years, especially looking at clips of his skills on the ball. But it's just so surprising, Chris, that they've gone for such a big deal when defenders is what they need. And the latest rumour suggests they're going to sell another defender.
Yeah, Shotdan Mustafi supposedly on his way to Monaco looking to get rid of him. I imagine that will mean they might bring in a defender before the transfer window shuts. The other player Arsenal were looking at before they went for Pepe, they want somebody who can dribble the ball. Well, Wilfried Zaha was the other player who fits that bill. Now, he's been linked with a move to Everton now, with Arsenal seeming to have washed their hands with him. Everton have come out and categorically denied they've made a fresh bid for Zaha. Is Zaha going to have to end up, eating some humble pie and staying at Palace this season?
Do you know what? I think he is. I think they're going to be really, really strict with him, Crystal Palace, and demand the fee they've been asking. They've already, I guess over the years they've had to look at several bids. So many players are going for big money. Why not ask for the 75 million or plus 80 that you think he's worth? There's little links to Tottenham that say he's interested, but where's he going to fit in? They've got so many attacking players, Spurs. They've got Kane, Son, Eriksen, Ali. I just don't really see him fitting into Spurs' system. And if Everton can't afford him, and Arsenal are now going for Pepe, they definitely aren't in for him. I think he's going to stay where he is. But then you've got a real issue there because he's already asked to leave 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Tottenham there. One player who looked like he was going, now looks like he's staying at Spurs this season, is Danny Rose. Was left out of the squad for the tour of the Far East. Was told by Maurizio Pochettino, according to reports, that he could go and find a new home. Now back in the squad for the Audi Cup, the last sort of pre-season tournament before the campaign gets underway. Is it a chance for, it's definitely a chance for him to reprieve himself, but is he going to stay put at Spurs after all this?
Well, it's a big chance. I guess the traffic in front of him is Ben Davies. They've already sold Kieran Trippier. I think they're quite reluctant to sell another fullback, especially an England international. He's got bags of pace. He did have a couple of injuries last season, but the fact they've included him in the last pre-season squad just before the start of the season, there's only a couple of friendlies to go, suggests that they've given him all the chance he needs. He's spoken to Barcelona, apparently. He's definitely spoken to PSG, according to reports in France. If they're not that interested in him, he might as well stay put. They're playing in the Champions League every week. He's going to get game time, guaranteed, because Ben Davies cannot play all those games. And of course, Davies had surgery towards the end of last season. So, and it also has, impact down the leagues, because, Leeds United do have a clause in that contract, so they'll be annoyed. So it affects Championship clubs as well, that deal. So for me, I think he should stay put. I think he's got a great chance, a great manager. If PSG are not interested, then there's no need to go somewhere else in the Premier League.
Okay, and finally, let's go over to Old Trafford. The Romelu Lukaku transfer saga rumbles on. The latest twist in the tale is that Inter Milan are now looking at Roma forward and ex-Man City striker Edin Dzeko. Antonio Conte wants both. I think it's only going to be one of them, though, isn't it? Yeah. And are they going to scrap Lukaku now they can't afford him, it seems, and go for Dzeko instead? Well,
it's certainly one thing for guarantee. For certain, they're going to save a lot of money by going for Dzeko. There's talk it's something like 15 million euros for the Bosnian striker. He's been very experienced. I thought he was great in the Premier League. I thought Man City got rid of him a little bit early. He's been really good for Roma as well, but according to reports in Italy, the staff and the coaching team are happy for him to go. They're looking at a different direction. It's at least 50-60 million pound cheaper than the Lukaku deal. I don't know how both of them can fit in the same team. He doesn't seem to want Mario Icardi, doesn't Antonio Conte, and he could be like Zaha, another player that would walk into nearly every Premier League team that would have to move on and I guess have to sit in the training ground and be unhappy for a few weeks.
Well, that's your lot. Loads of transfer rumours at the minute. We'll be back with more. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also check out our social media pages on Facebook and on Twitter for all the latest news.